The woman took off her shoes and struck her brother. She then threw the shoes into the mafia boss's hot pot across the table. The mafia boss instantly became furious and embarrassed. The woman feared she had caused serious trouble and couldn't escape the consequences. However, the mafia boss's daughter took a liking to her. She pleaded with her father to marry the woman and make her the child's mother. It turned out that the mafia boss had grown tired of a life of violence and crime. He decided to leave the underworld behind and pursue legitimate business. His goal was to find a good mother for his daughter so they could live a better life. That day, after a blind date, he took his daughter out for hot pot. Coincidentally, a family of 3 was dining at the next table. The mother was forcing her daughter to marry a 50-year-old man for a dowry of $300,000. Eventually, the mother and daughter began to argue and fight. The mafia boss's daughter saw the woman losing the battle. Quickly, she handed her a bottle of soy sauce. The mafia boss affectionately shook his head as he watched. After all, these bad habits were learned from him, and now his daughter was trying to find a wife for him. The woman, with her fiery temper, had to control the mafia boss. Unbeknownst to her, she was the mother the daughter had never met. 8 years ago, the mafia boss had been chased by enemies when the woman had saved him. They became close, and 10 months later, she gave birth to a child. The foster mother, fearing the woman wouldn't marry due to her out-of-wedlock pregnancy, had her son secretly dispose of the child. When the woman came to check on her baby, the foster mother had secretly dropped eye drops in the child's eyes to make it appear dead. Pretending to be heartbroken, she convinced the woman that her child had died. What the foster mother didn't know was that the woman had heard the child's cries right after birth. Her poor acting failed to deceive the woman. The woman had been troubled by the loss of her child and had always opposed the foster mother whenever she could. Today, when the foster mother once again used the child as an excuse to force a marriage to a 50-year-old man, it led to a fight between the mother and daughter. The woman grabbed the soy sauce bottle the little girl handed her and splashed it in the malicious mother's face. The mother angrily cursed at her. At that moment, the little girl, seeing the woman was unarmed, ran to the kitchen to grab a knife. The woman quickly told her to put it down. With the girl disarmed, the mother began to scold the woman. Unexpectedly, the woman took off her large, stinky shoes. In a flash, she pressed them onto her mother's mouth, which scared the wicked woman into running away. The woman threw the shoes with force, aiming for the mother's head. However, they flew in a perfect arc and accidentally landed in the mafia boss's hot pot.